everyone. This is not going to be a writing vlog, even though we still are in, the midst of Camp NaNoWriMo. This is a little break from writing vlogs because last night I went and I saw the Protomen and it was freaking awesome, and so I kind of just wanted to talk about that because it was really cool. And I still have I slept in my makeup. I know that's unhealthy, but I did it. So yeah, it was the Protomen and a band called Tupperware Remix Party, or TWRP for short, and I recommend you check out both of them. Of course, if I remember, I'm going to try to leave some links down below to my favorite songs of both bands. If you're a fan of Game Grumps and Ninja Sex Party and stuff, you might already know them. But I just gotta say, legitimately one of the best shows I've ever seen in my life. And I've seen a lot of shows. I used to be really big into concerts when I was younger. Most of the concerts I've been to have all been rock concerts or metal, hardcore, stuff like that. And I have seen Florence and the Machine live, and even though Florence and the Machine put on a great show, the crowd there sucked. They were really just awful, and everyone at past shows I've been to have been all about me, and they don't really have any consideration for the people around them. They just want to get as close to the stage as possible, which I understand. But the crowd at the show last night, I guess it's because we're all from the same group, we're all kind of nerds, Everyone was so nice, and me and my brother, we were hanging out by the stage before the show started, and these three people that were on their own, they had come alone, they kind of just gravitated to us, and then we spent the whole night with these other people, and they were awesome! And I kind of wish I'd gotten their Facebook information or something. Maybe I'll search them up, because they were so cool, and we just spent the whole night having so much fun with these people. And at one point, my brother and two of the other people went to get drinks, and we were at the front of the stage, and I didn't want my brother to lose the spot because TWRP is one of his favorite bands, but you always feel awkward trying to save the space. But these people came up and they were like, "Oh, you have people coming," and I was like, "Yeah," and he was like, "How many?" I said, "I think we have 3 or 4 more people," and he's like, "Alright, cool, we'll just stay back here, we'll hover." And it was so cool that they were so chill. Everyone knew that we were all there for the same reason, we all just love these bands, and it was just really nice. I know in my last video I mentioned I had the meet and greet, and I was very nervous, and let me just tell you, it was awesome. We were almost late because traffic was awful, and we got there and there was a line outside, and I was like, "Oh no, is this the line we stand in?" And my brother was like, "Well no, I think we go up to the door, because they said, for the early access, you get in earlier." So we went up to the door, and the staff guy's just he's just chilling, it's hot outside, he's just looking at us, and we were we're here, to get in early, and he asked us early access or meet and greet, and it was just really it felt really cool to be able to say meet and greet, and he just opens the door and lets us in. And with the meet and greet package, we got some merch. It came in this this drawstring bag, and which is cool. I'll definitely find a reason for that. And had our cool little laminate badge to wear. Has different pictures on each side. That was cool. I'm very easily impressed. And then got this flag, says "Return to Wherever," which is a TWRP album. Gonna hang that on my wall, of course. And then there was a poster inside that you could get signed. Sorry. Just a cool little action figure poster for the bands. And as you can see, mine didn't get signed because I actually got something else signed. So we get there, and because we were late, the meet and greet was pretty much already over. One more person came in behind us. But so when we get in there, the bands are just sitting at these tables on the floor, in the general admission area, with the stage behind them, and they're just sitting at these tables and waiting for us basically. And I was so nervous, and I was trying to get my brother to go first because I was so nervous, but then he was nervous, and I was like, alright, I'm the oldest, I gotta do this. And it was the Protomen, and they were kind of like sitting like that you saw first, and then TWRP was on the other side, and they were like kind of joking about like, you know, how they didn't have time or whatever. It was like, it was really funny. And I get up there and I preface it, like I always preface it when I'm meeting people, that I'm really awkward and I'm really nervous. So they were telling me, you know, no need to be nervous and all that stuff. And they were all just really chill and down to earth. And I mentioned in my last video, I was kind of nervous because I knew I wanted to tell them that I'm writing a story that was inspired by their music, and I almost didn't because I was so nervous, but then what I wanted them to sign, I kind of had to explain it. So I explain it, and they think it's really cool, and so I said that I had my writing journal and a gold Sharpie, and I was wondering if they would like to sign the cover of it, and they were like all really down for that. And I got both Protomen and TWRP just because it went down the table, and I wasn't going to say to TWRP, like, no, you didn't inspire my story, don't sign it. So I got, like, all of them, and it's awesome. One of them had a silver Sharpie, so they added, like, stars, and it's just, it was so cool. And the singer, he's my favorite. His name's, like, Raw Panther III. I just call him Panther because it's easier. But he's my favorite because he has the pipes of an angel, and he like was so engaging, and he said like, what's the story about? And I hadn't worked on a pitch really. I really should have. So I kind of had to stutter this rambling mess about like just the basics of this story. And he was like, he seemed really into it. It was really, really awesome. I feel stupid for being so like nervous about it because they all just seemed so real, like, and down to earth, and like even like TWRP's like sitting there with all their like masks and stuff on, but even like then you felt like you were talking to real people. Like they were so cool. And the singer from TWRP, his name's Dr. Sung, like he started talking about like Baltimore. The show I saw was in Baltimore, and how like it was like their first show that they ever played because they're from Canada. The first show they ever played in the States was a Baltimore show, and so he was like talking about that, and he was so engaging. Like they were all so cool. And the drummer of TWRP, his like I guess shtick, I mean, he's a robot, and he doesn't talk, and he doesn't understand humans. Like TWRP is awesome, you need to check them out. But he was the last one on the table, and he signed my book, and I took my book, and then I forgot my gold Sharpie, and I was just fully prepared to let him have it, but he insisted I take it, and it was cute. I don't know, it was so fun. And then after that was like this big group photo that like I think either the venue people or like the band manager was taking, I'm not sure, but they basically, it was like they moved the tables and the bands stood in front of the stage, and then like all of us like VIP people, we got to stand like in front of them, and it was like a big group shot, which was cool. And then the band kind of like hung for a little bit, and like I was talking to one of them about, they were like riding around on those like swagway thingies. At least when I worked at BJ's and we sold those, they were called swagways, but they're the little like, you know, wheelie thingies, like the Segways without the handle thing. Like, I don't know how to describe it, but if you look up Swagway, I'm sure they'll show up. But they were like riding around on them, so I was like, how do you stay up on that? And then Panther was like chilling, and I just was like, I need to get a picture with him. Like, I'm gonna die if I don't get a picture with him. So I was so nervous, but I walked up and I asked him, and he was so sweet about it. He was really just like happy and enthusiastic. But then it's funny because in the picture, like his pictures are always like, you know, tough rock and roll kind of pictures. So it looks like he's not happy in it, but he was like the sweetest person in the world. Let me see if you can. He was so cool, and I was just so excited. Like, I didn't know what to do with myself. And then we're just like chilling, and I'm like just like coveting this book. And my brother and I, we went to the merch table because we had the time. Like, the show didn't start till 7:30, and we got in at like 6:15. I mean, the doors didn't open until 7:30. The show started at 8:30. So we went to the merch booth. I got him a TWRP shirt because he didn't have one, and you know, I like to treat my little brother. And I wanted all the Protomen shirts, but I knew I already had one, and I didn't feel like carrying one. And I bought a signed poster. This is the cover art for Act 2, the second album, which is the album that, like, inspired my story. So, I don't know, it just seemed fitting. I'm gonna hang it on my, like, little, stupid little inspiration wall next to my desk. So I bought that, and then my brother wanted a wristband, but it was a 2-pack, and it's based on the 2 characters in this story that they're telling with their albums. And one's like the bad guy, one's the good guy. And so the other one was white with black text. And like this one says, with these hands we will destroy. And the other one says, with these hands we will rebuild. And he just wanted a wristband, so I bought the 2-pack, and it was cute because I wanted the other one for the good guy, but I asked him which one he wanted, and he was like, I want that one. So I was like, alright, you know, this works, like, why not? And he ran to the bathroom like instantly to like change his shirt and everything. It was cute. And then we pretty much just had to chill until the show started, and like after the meet and greet there was like early access people who got to get in earlier, and they also got like the bag of merch. They just didn't get to do the meet and greet. So around like 6:30ish is when those people came in, and me and my brother really wanted to get drinks, but the bars weren't opening. Like, they weren't serving the drinks until the show started, which kinda sucked. Well, no, it wasn't the show. It was when the doors opened. So me and my brother, we went to hang out at the stage and find our spot. If you're looking at the stage, we got like the corner on the all the way on the right, and I've never been to a concert where there's like no barricade or no security guards. I literally was like resting my phone on the stage and like freaking at one point set my book on the stage to take a picture of it. The only thing they asked was that when we did get drinks, not to put drinks on the stage, because obviously it would, you know, if it got spilled or the condensation could mess with the like electrical equipment. So obviously understandable. So we like eked out our spot, you know, at the corner of the stage, and that's when we kind of met our first friend of the night. She was there alone, and she was an early access person, and she kind of just like migrated, and we just like welcomed her into the fold. We just started randomly talking, and it's funny, like everyone that ended up in our little group, they were like more about TWRP, like they liked the Protomen, but they were more into TWRP, and I was like the only one that liked both but was more into the Protomen, but it was cool. And then this other guy like eventually migrated over, and finally 7:30 the doors opened, and they all went to get drinks, and I kind of just like holed up on the stage, and that's like I said, you know, the people that were being really cool saying, oh okay, we'll just hover back here. And then there was this other girl, and so then like my brother and the others came back with drinks, and we all just squeezed in really tight, and we were able to fit the other girl in. Luckily we were all like short. And then we just pretty much just chatted. We were all so excited, and then the show started, and it was awesome. I didn't know what to do with myself. I was so into the music. It was just so awesome. And the thing with the Protomen is like fist pumping. That's like the thing. And I've never fist pumped so long and so hard in my life, and I didn't want to be the first person to like wimp out and stop fist pumping, so I just kept doing it, and it was like killing me. I'm too old for this. Like I was like, my arm, please stop. But it was also exciting to where like, I don't know, like I couldn't stop. I was so into the music, and then there were parts when I was just I was just like fist pumping by myself because it was just, I was so into the music and the drums and stuff. And they put on a great show. They did like a new song that's going to be on their next album, and they did a cover, and it was just really cool. They're really talented, and I've never been good at taking pictures or videos at concerts, but after I saw Florence and the Machine, I really regretted not having taken like a single photo. And so I tried to take a lot more this time around, but it was like, I wanted to watch, so then I would forget to film, and then when I was filming I would be too excited. You could hear me like screaming and singing along really loud and cringy like, and then and it was a lot of shaking because I'm so into it. I'm like dancing and, you know, fist pumping with this hand while I'm filming with this hand. But it was really cool, and I'm probably gonna try and squeeze some video clips in. Maybe I'll put a Protomen one right here, I don't know. was like an intermission, and my brother like ran to the bathroom and everything, and we're just chilling, and all of a sudden, like, the first girl that we had met and the guy, they were like, ah, the Protomen guy's over there, and it was one of the keyboardists, and I'm awful with all their stage names, I know, I only know Panther because he's my favorite, I love them all equally, okay, but I saw him and I was like, oh my god, I want to go over, I want to get a picture with him. But then I didn't want to like leave the stage and then have to wrestle my way back through the crowd, and so I was like hemming and hawing, and they were both like, no dude, we will get you back here, like go talk to him. And so I did, and I asked him for a picture, and he was just as chill as Panther had been. It was so freaking cool. And then there had been a guy like standing next to him, like just a fan, and I'd kind of stepped in front of him, and I realized, oh, I'm so sorry, were you like waiting to talk or get a picture? And he said, no, I already talked to him, and he said, do you want a picture? I can take it for you. So just a complete stranger, and he took like a bunch of different shots, and he even, like, this was just the one that I'm gonna use, like, he took a bunch of different shots, and he turned the phone, like, it was just so freaking cool. So you know, I told them both how awesome they were, and I went back to the stage, and my new friends were all like really excited for me, and I showed them the picture, and they were all like super pumped. It was so infectious, and I loved it so much. And my brother came back, and he was really excited for me, and I was like, he's still there, like, do you want a picture with him? Let's go talk to him. But my brother is really, really nervous. We both like have similar problems with anxiety and stuff. And so even though I kept insisting, he kept saying no, so you know, I gave it up. I meant to say too, behind us was a little like raised scaffolding area pretty much, where like you paid like extra. I think it was like, you got a general admission ticket basically, but for $35 extra you could sit up there. Excuse me, and it was raised a little so you would have a better view. It was like more eye level on the stage. But there were tables, you could order food and everything, and these two older guys went up there, and they were like talking. The one was talking about how he is too old to be like on the floor, so that's why he like was excited to get those seats. And we didn't have tables, and we of course weren't allowed to set our drinks on the stage, so they just offered, they were like, hey, just like reach up over here, put your drinks on our table, we'll watch it. So it was really cool, like all night we could just like put our drinks up there, and they were totally fine with that. And then they left after the Protomen, and the one like was like, he tapped me on my shoulder, he was like, alright, we're leaving, like, you know, make sure you keep an eye on your drinks so they don't take it and throw it away. And they were just, everyone was so awesome and just welcoming. We were all like there, you know, in the same kind of, I don't know, existence. I don't know, it was so cool. I have never, ever been to a show like that, and I loved all of those people. All of them. They were, instantly, all of them were my best friends. Then, TWRP came on the stage, and I think I took more pictures of the Protomen, but I took more video of TWRP, because while the Protomen put on a great energetic show, TWRP, their music is a little more groovier and funkier, and so there's just a lot of dancing, and Dr. Sung, like, he's like known for doing his high kicks and stuff, like, they were so, and I've never seen such high energy. It was so fun, and I just wanted to record the whole show, because like they would be like dancing like in sync with one another while they like played their like guitar and bass and stuff like that. It was freaking awesome. And like, one thing I noticed that I loved, like, first of all, there was no, like, moshing or anything, and like I said, I've gone to a lot of rock concerts, and moshing is the worst because you just get people who want an excuse to be assholes. Like, I get it, it's cool, you're a tough guy because you're in a mosh pit punching other people, you know, like, I don't know. It always sucked because the bands I was seeing would encourage the moshers, and I'm like, we're here to see, like, you play your music. I don't want to get hit in the face just because I'm trying to get a good view of one of my favorite bands playing music, you know what I mean? But here, obviously, you know, we're all nerds, no one wants to fight each other. But even, like, the harder songs that the Protomen did, there was nobody, like, really getting too excitable except for fist pumping and dancing. And then, like I said, TWRP's music is way groovier, like, groovy is the only word I can think to describe it because it's so awesome. Like I said, I'm going to link some of their songs down below. I really, really implore you to listen to them. They are awesome. It's like synth and just funky, and I love it. A little bit of fist pumping for TWRP, a lot of clapping, and everyone was dancing, and you could tell these were people that wouldn't normally dance. It's just TWRP's music was like, it just gets into your body, and like I was like shaking my hips in a way I don't know how to do really, but it's like you don't know how to do it, but the music teaches you. And it was cute because I looked over and my brother was dancing, and he's not the type of, like, every show he's ever been to, people always think he's kind of just mad because he enjoys it, but he'll kind of just stand there and maybe he'll bob his head a little bit. But like the Protomen, he was fist pumping with it, he's clapping, he's cheering, and then TWRP's, he's like cheering even louder, and he was dancing. Like you didn't know what to do, the music was so good and you were so full of energy, and it was really cool. Like TWRP just took over this venue. Like it was like they had cast a spell on all of us, and we just danced. We danced the night away, and it was really fun, and I got a lot of good pictures because we had a good angle, and I was recording in 2 separate times. The bassist, his name is Commander Meowch, and he's awesome. He has a really cool like lion mask, and he like came over and he was, you know, jamming out on his bass, and he saw me recording, so he kind of like got up in the camera. I'm gonna put one of those clips right here. Because I love it, and it's cool, and I didn't get anything. I wanted like a guitar pick, or I wanted Panther to like throw his sunglasses at the end of their show, because then, oh dang it, because then the Protomen came back out because they do a song together called Phantom Racer, and it was mind-blowing to see them both on stage with both of them had awesome energy. You combine it together, like holy shit. So they came out and that was like the final, you know, the final song. Although it was funny because then they had their sound guy play Scatman, and they were all just like jamming out on stage and dancing with each other and stuff. It was awesome. And they were like taking selfies, like, you know, aiming the camera like towards the crowd behind them. And I really wanted Panther to like throw his sunglasses, and I wanted to catch them so bad. And he did not. And then I was like really hoping for like a guitar pick maybe from like Phobos. Lord Phobos was the TWRP guitarist. But I don't think he handed one out. But the drummer of TWRP, Half Hogan, it was like, I don't know, like fate or something. He kind of just, he was like, you know, coming over and high-fiving the crowd, you know, saying his goodbyes basically. And he like had the 2 drumsticks together and kind of like held them out, and my brother took them, but then our new friend, he like had also grabbed them, and they're both just like holding on to them, and I could tell by my brother's face, he's like, I like you, but I will fight you for these drumsticks. But of course, you know, we're all cool nerds, and my brother was like, you take one and I take one, and the other guy, he was like, okay. So my brother got one of the drumsticks from one of his favorite bands, and I was so excited, and we hung around a little bit. I was kind of hoping maybe TWRP would come out, because even though we'd already met him, obviously, my brother wanted the drumstick signed, but, you know, they never came. Well, I think they did, but they came out of costume, and they're a really private band. Like, I recognized one of them, but I didn't take any pictures. And I read online that they actually, like, if a fan recognizes them outside of their costume, they'll ask them, like, please don't post this online, because they're just a very private band, which is cool. So I'm pretty sure all of them were out and about, but I only recognized one of them, and he was, like, cleaning up the stage and stuff. So unfortunately, we did not get the drumstick signed. And we went back to the merch table, because I wanted, you know, I wanted all the Protomen shirts, but I wanted a TWRP shirt too, because I liked them before I saw them, but then I saw them and I fell in love with them even more. So I got me a TWRP shirt, and it is cute. And we waited in line, and then it took forever. Like, it was the longest line, and the Protomen table was so empty comparatively, which made me feel friggin' awful. I was like, oh, my poor babies. But it also, I was tempted, I was like, alright, this is a sign, I should just go buy another Protomen shirt. But then the more I thought about it, I was like, you're literally wearing a Protomen shirt right now, get a TWRP shirt. We had kind of made friends with the guy at the TWRP merch booth earlier in the night. Like, he had this, like, really cool fanny pack on, so I had, like, complimented him on it and stuff. And we had just, because we had been, you know, been in there for the early meet and greet access, So we'd had time to chat with the merch guy before, so he recognized us and he was like chatting back, and he was like, "Oh, you got the drumstick," and my brother was all like, "Yeah, I wish we could get him to sign it," and it was like cool, like you can tell that he's close with the band because he said, "Yeah, I wish I could get him to sign it for you, but he's a robot, he doesn't really like understand stuff like that and stuff." He was like, and he won't talk to me and all this. It was awesome. It was legit one of the coolest shows. Oh, and then I got a picture with another Protoman. He was Protomen band member. He was just hanging, talking to people, and my brother took this picture of us. So three band members, you know, not bad. Because I was really upset because when I bought the tickets, it kind of implied that you were going to get like a big picture with both bands, like it would be like just you and the bands, and I was like, yes, that's what I want. But then I started reading on like the Protomen and TWRP Reddits, like subreddits, that it was not a picture of you and the bands, it was a picture of all of you and the bands, like all the VIP people, and I was kind of disappointed. I was like, if I wanted a picture with a bunch of random people, like I would take it myself. Like I really wanted a picture with the bands. So I wish I could have gotten, you know, solo shots with every single person, you know, that I saw, but I couldn't, and it just mattered that I got a picture with Panther because it's his voice that, like, blows me away. But the fact that 2 other Protomen, like, members took pics with me, and they were so cool about it. I felt so stupid and awkward, especially the last guy, because he had just gotten done performing, you know, he's drinking, he's relaxing, he's just having, like, you know, he's bullshitting with people. So I said, "I'm so sorry to interrupt you." And he's like, "No, no." And I said, "And you can say no if you want to, but could I please get a picture?" And he was like, "Yeah, of course." And it was just so cool. It was so cool. And then we left. Then we had to leave. And let me tell you, I am old. Friggin', my back started hurting shortly before the Protomen went on, so, you know, it was bad. And I'd been up since 4 in the morning, so that probably didn't do anything for me. But then, like, I could almost forget about it while the Protomen were performing. Then, intermission, I thought I was gonna die. My back was in so much friggin' pain. TWRP, halfway through their show, I'm thinking, I need to sit down, but I didn't, because I didn't want to miss the show. When we were waiting in line for the merch at the end of the night, I just wanted to lay down. My back was hurting me so much. And I got home a little after midnight. And when I got in bed, I was kind of fine. My feet hurt a little bit. And it's funny, the minute I got home, my back wasn't hurting anymore, so... But, kind of dozed for an hour or so, and I woke up and my right leg was killing me, and it's because I was kind of crammed into this little tiny space between the stage and like the scaffolding where you could sit and eat, and there were wires on the floor, and I didn't want to step on the wires in case, you know, it did something to anything on the stage, whether it was like the lights, the sound equipment, whatever. So my feet were kind of squished together because, you know, people were pushing forward to see more of the band, and the guy next to me who we had met, you know, at the beginning of the night, I didn't want to tell him, like, hey, back off, like, I'm crammed in here and my legs are hurting, like, because he was a nice guy, and obviously, you know, I chose to stand there. But let me tell you, my right leg was feeling it. I was like, oh, I shouldn't have stood like that. It was worth it. It was really worth it. It was so much fun, and I don't know, it seems silly to say one of the best nights of my life, but it really, really was. It was just, even if I hadn't met the bands, it was just such a fun performance and such high energy. You just were happy. Like, I don't know, like, I feel like you could go in there and you could be like super sad about something. Maybe you're having like a shitty week, but it's like the minute these bands start playing, you can forget about it, and the crowd was so cool. Like, it was like a respite, you know? You get in there and nothing else outside those doors matter, because in that moment you're like one with the crowd and one with the band. And I know that sounds really friggin' dorky, but it was just so awesome. I'm really, really glad that I told them about my story. The piece de la resistance or whatever. This is my new prized possession, and I'm excited that this book is so like new and empty, because that means I'm going to be using this for a long, long time. I just gotta be like extra careful not to like start to wipe this off with like wear, And I don't know, maybe I'll Google something. There might be some kind of clear coating I could put over this that would not damage the fake leather of the cover, but also like keep their autographs intact. It's so freaking cool. And just because. There's Panthers. Raw Panther the Third. This was Half Hogan, the drummer of TWRP, Phobos, the guitarist, Meowch signed down here next to Dr. Sung, and friggin' Gambler. She's awesome. She has like one of the best voices in the world. And, you know, Kilroy Reanimator, like, the fact that they all were so like cool and wanted to sign it, like, just made my life. It really did. Like, because I felt so awkward trying to explain it, and I was like, they're gonna think I'm such a weird, stupid, dumb kid. And I mean, I'm not, I'm 30, but you know, they thought it was a cool idea, and it was awesome. And I don't know, I'm really happy, and I don't know what I'm trying to say. I'm just really happy, and I wish I could like bottle up this happiness and like share it with you guys, because it was so fun. And I haven't done any writing. I wrote a sentence this morning. I didn't write anything yesterday because I got home from work and, like, you know, I wanted to get ready, make dinner, have dinner with my boyfriend, and then leave. And we barely left on time, so I definitely, you know, I did not do anything constructive yesterday. And I know I should write today. But it's like I'm still riding the high. I was so exhausted when I got home last night, but when I was laying in bed trying to sleep, all I could think about was how cool it was. And so yeah, plus I might be hanging out with a friend today because he's off and I'm off because I took off. And I bought something. He sells Scentsy items. I bought something from him, so we might be meeting up for like lunch or something. And so he can give me what I bought. But I also want to run to the store. I don't have any push pins, and I want to hang my posters and my TWRP flag somewhere in this room. And so I need some push pins. So I might run out and pick those up, or see where my friend is, what he's doing, and you know, try and fit that in there, I guess. I had so much fun. I don't even know, like, I don't know. It was so much fun. I wish I could share like all my pictures. I didn't get a lot of good ones because, like I said, I was too excited. I was shaking and stuff. Oh, and it was really cute. My brother took the picture of me and Panther at the beginning of the night, and I'm the one asking for the picture and getting, you know, in the picture, but my brother was so nervous, and afterwards he was like, please tell me like none of the pictures are blurry. I was shaking so bad, and it was so cute. I love my brother. Like, I don't know, we have such a good bond for a brother and sister, because like, I know a lot of people, like, you know, they grow up and they end up like hating their sibling, like hating them. And me and my brother, we've just always been really close. So last night was like extra fun. Like, I would have had fun if I'd gone by myself, and I would have had fun if I'd gone with my boyfriend, obviously. But going with my brother, like, it was different. It was like, because it was just like a really cool bonding experience because of, I guess, the history we have with listening to these bands, I guess. I don't know. So yeah, I'm going to be sharing probably some pictures on Instagram, maybe on my Twitter, which are linked down below. I am going to put some songs down too, because I don't want to seem like I'm forcing stuff on you, but these bands, no one's really ever heard of them, and they're so good. They're so talented and fun, so I'm going to include some of my favorite TWRP songs and some of my favorite Protomen songs. And yeah, one more shot of the freaking journal. I'm so excited. Oh, I can't even... Oh, I took a picture like right away and sent it to my boyfriend because I had told him about the plan as he was like walking me out. And he was like, yeah, that's a great idea, like, you know, don't chicken out, like, would you rather have a signed poster or a signed like notebook? And I was like, well, definitely the notebook. So he encouraged me because, like I said, I was feeling like it was like the dumbest idea in the world and like the weirdest idea in the world, even though I've seen people online, like, they've gotten like their shoes signed by TWRP and stuff, and it was so cool. So yeah, I'm gonna get off of here, figure out what I'm gonna do. I gotta get these posters under some heavy books so they get flat for me. And then I might try to do a little bit of writing while I wait to see what my friend is doing today. And yeah, so thank you for letting me ramble. Like I said, I know this wasn't a writing vlog, and my channel is predominantly writing vlogs, but considering the fact that the Protomen have inspired my current story, I thought it was apt to share this, and y'all are awesome. I'm up to like 62 subscribers, I think, so I just want to thank everyone who's subscribed to me. I know a lot of people, you know, that number probably wouldn't seem very high, but the fact that so many of you, like, made the conscious decision to click subscribe means everything to me. So, yeah, if you liked this video, please give me a thumbs up. If you didn't, that's okay, I totally understand. It was just a lot of fangirling and showing off my journal. So, you know, you don't have to like it if you don't want to, but I would really appreciate it. Comment down below, have you had cool experiences like this? Like, what do you think of the Protomen and TWRP? I don't know, like, have you heard of them? Are you discovering them through me and you like them? Please talk to me about them, I love them. How's your camp project going? I really gotta get started on mine again. And I guess that's it. If you know, like what you see, go ahead and subscribe. Be number 62 or 63, whichever subscriber I'm at. Let's be friends. Like, follow me on Twitter. It's like a writing Twitter, but also a personal Twitter at the same time. You know, follow me on Twitter. Let's be friends. Let's talk about anything you want to talk about. Yeah. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you in my next one.